Today's session is a different one. It's on bioenzymes, and we have with us again Trisha once again after the composting episode. This is a bottle. This is the bioenzyme bottle given to me by Trisha. It looks like lemon juice. I have been trying to insist at home to replace all the chemical, cleaning agents with this liquid. However, it is not easy because there is no acceptance at home. For decades we have gotten into this practice of using Harpix and Lysol and Vim bars and other things. So I think the whole concept of getting organic with bioenzymes, I think, is fairly new. But it's really very important to go organic and replace all the chemical agents we have been using, yes, so that we all get into the practice of making use of the kitchen waste to transform into organic agents at home.
Hi everyone, I'm Trisha. I'm doing a 4-year graduation program in animation from Jawaharlal Nehru Architecture and Fine Arts University in Hyderabad, India. So the COVID-19 lockdown helped me action some of my long pending personal interests and also helped me live more mindfully and sustainably. So today we'll be spending the next few minutes trying to understand what is bioenzyme and how to make bioenzyme and also how to use bioenzyme. Bioenzyme is an all-natural multi-purpose cleaner and disinfectant. I repeat, it is an all-natural cleaner and disinfectant. So why use bioenzyme? Why take the trouble to make it at home? So unlike phenyl, detergents, and other floor cleaners that contain chemicals and toxins, which are hazardous to health and also pollute the water bodies, bioenzyme purifies and also improves the quality of groundwater. Ingredients required to make bioenzyme. What are the materials?
Yeah.
So it's fairly simple. The first is jaggery, citrus peels, citrus peels such as Mosambie or sweet lime peels, orange peels, lemon peels, water, and a plastic container to for the process to start. So the ratio to use is 1:3:10, which is 1 part of jaggery, 3 parts of any citrus peel, and 10 parts of water. So if you have a weighing scale, that would be 100 grams of jaggery, 300 grams of citrus peel, and 1 liter of water. I do not have a weighing scale, so I use 1 bowl of jaggery, 3 bowls of citrus peel, and 10 bowls of water. So if your plastic container is big, you would need a big bowl, and if it is small, then you'll need a smaller bowl.
Yeah.
Put all the ingredients together, 1 part of jaggery, 3 parts of citrus peel, and 10 parts of water in a plastic container. It should look like this on your first day. As you can see, the citrus peels are floating right on top of the container. So this process of bioenzyme takes 3 months to take place, and it should look like this after 3 months. So the difference here is that an indicator after 90 days is that the citrus peels have settled right to the bottom. So first day versus 90 days later. So once this is ready, shake it well and pass it through a strainer. Notice that my strainer is not very fine; it is wide. So pass it through the strainer and allow it to pass down. Some of the pulp and some of the citrus peels will still remain on top. Squish it with your hands, and there will definitely be some of the peels still remaining. I will let you know in just a few minutes about how to use the peel. So the strained the strained bioenzyme, pour it in an airtight container, an airtight bottle. If you notice, even after being strained, there is a lot of sediment. That is because it is concentrate. It is a concentrate. Shake it well before use. Now coming back to what should be done with this peel that still remains when you're filtering the bioenzyme. So this essentially is an accelerator. It will accelerate. So your next batch of When you make your next batch of bioenzyme along with jaggery, citrus peel, and water, add a few spoons of this fermented peel. So it will shorten the time period of 3 months to 1 month, which makes which fastens the speed overall. Now, a question. So now I'll talk about the uses of bioenzyme. How to use bioenzyme? Yeah. So a couple of uses are it is a multi-purpose cleaner which can be used to clean almost anything. So to mop the floor, add half a bucket of water, add 1 cap of bioenzyme, and it is also a natural fertilizer. Use the same measurements, half a bucket and 1 cap, which is around 5 ml of bioenzyme. So it also eliminates stubborn stains. It will make your copper and brass utensils shiny easily, very quickly. Use it to clean kitchen platforms, your kitchen utensils, and I'm also you can use it to clean glass, any glass surface. So a big question arises: why make bioenzyme in plastic? See an image on your screen, which is 2 bottles of bioenzyme, and you won't believe it that both the bottles are of the same size. They're 600 ml of Pepsi bottles that I'm reusing. So the first bottle on your left is on day one when I made bioenzyme, and the second bottle is another batch of bioenzyme, which is where the process has kicked in, and it's about 3 days to a week. Notice that the second bottle to your right has expanded. So that is because of the phase or the gas that gets accumulated, and so which is why you need to use a plastic container. If you use a glass container, the container may crack, and if you use a metal container, it may corrode. So the best option here is to reuse any plastic container. So next, I'd like to discuss what are the kinds of plastic containers you could use. So
Sorry, I have one question. This plastic also, after some time, if the quantity is more, it may break. Do you want us to open the cap sometimes?
So when you make when you make bioenzyme, so from the start date to for the first 2 weeks, ensure that you unscrew the cap, remove the cap twice a day, so that the fizz comes out. So coming to what kind of plastic container to use. So anything which has a screw cap, anything that has the screw cap, even a box with a wide screw works, but make sure that it has a screw. What kind of plastic boxes not to use would be something like this, where the lid is a press lid. So the gas formation or the fizz formation might remove this lid, and the bioenzyme will definitely leak. Anything with a screw lid works. A common thought that people have is using jaggery would make the substance sticky. So jaggery and the citrus react, and the jaggery is the food for the citrus, and it becomes non-sticky, non-greasy, and it becomes a cleaner. So I would recommend that you use an airtight container. If you use a wide box like this with a wide mouth, it will definitely not be airtight. So there will be a white layer of microbes that form on the citrus peel, but they're good microbes. They help in faster breakdown of your citrus peel, so you have nothing to worry about. Now, another important thing that I would like to that most people might ask is, how do I store my citrus peel, or how do I get access to citrus peel? So in my house, we use about 1 to 2 lemons almost every day. So I have kept a container in the freezer, and I've asked my mom to put the used peels, keep storing peels in the container that I've kept in the freezer. So once I have a sufficient quantity, I make sure to make a new batch of bioenzyme. I ensure to first chop it into fine pieces. So I store it like this. You can use a Ziploc bag or an airtight container and put it in the freezer. So why freezer and not the fridge? It sometimes the peels might also start to rot in the fridge. So putting it in the freezer would be more helpful in terms of usage while making a bioenzyme. More fresh peels make it slightly better. So what not to add in your bioenzyme? You don't add the seeds of any citrus fruit, and also don't add spoiled lemon peels, spoiled citrus peels. So chopping the citrus peels would definitely help to a great extent in terms of breaking down, but that's optional. Um, lastly, I've been making bioenzyme at home for quite some time now, and after sharing about 50 liters with friends and family, I have decided to increase my reach and make bioenzyme easily accessible. So this is my attempt to influence and encourage people to go chemical free and reduce their carbon footprint. So do check my Instagram page.
Yeah, so my doubt is that during the pandemic, we have to disinfect many things that we bring home.
Yes.
So will this be useful for that?
Yes, absolutely. So add some, in a bucket of water, add a little bioenzyme, and you could use it as a disinfectant. It's not going to be sticky. It's like any other cleaner. From Rahul, which says, "What happens if you don't open the lid for the first 2 weeks?" So, like I showed in my in the PowerPoint presentation. So this is the actual size of both the bottles. It has expanded, and because of the fizz that's accumulated. So for about 3 days I was traveling, and I didn't open the lid. And by the time I came back home, the plastic container, the lid opened up, and the citrus peel actually hit the roof. So that's the strength of this bioenzyme. That's how powerful it is. So it is important to allow the gas or the fizz to escape.
What could be the shelf life of this? Like, will it last forever, or is there any
Yeah,
time that you should use it before?
great question, Lalita. So bioenzyme, if you store it well in an airtight container, there is no expiry date. Juhi Ahmad says, do you dilute it in water and then spray it on the leaves of plants or in the soil? So when you're watering the plants, in about half a bucket of water, add 1 cap or about 5 ml of bioenzyme. You need not spray it. Uma Devi says, can this be used for washing clothes in the washing machine? Yes, I would. You can use this to wash clothes. What I use at home is shikakai or soap nuts. There's a question from Kavita. It says, how is neem bioenzyme different? Do you make neem bioenzyme? Yes, I do. I do make neem bioenzyme. Bioenzyme can be made with several things and not just citrus peels. It can be made with rose petals for that fragrance, and a lot of other mango peel, other fruit peels, and vegetable peels. But I would say that the strongest in terms of cleaning would be citrus. Neem would definitely keep mosquitoes away from your space if you're using it. I would recommend making neem bioenzyme and citrus bioenzyme, using the same proportions for neem as well: 1 part of jaggery, 3 parts of neem leaves, and 10 parts of water. Lalita asks, what nutrients does it provide to plants as a fertilizer?
It provides a lot of potassium
Okay.
because mostly you're using peels, and all vegetable peels, fruit peels are very rich in potassium. So mostly these, basically you are fermenting, taking a jaggery is a fermenting by these chemicals. At the same time, there is 2, 3 varieties of bacteria which ferments. That's why it takes longer time first time. And second time when you do, if you add the first bioenzyme little bit, it makes it faster because you require bacteria to make it. And it has a lot of potassium. So when we use a NPK, if you want more flowers and fruit, so Trisha's bioenzyme is the best to use it, especially before flowering and fruiting time. Use this bioenzyme. Similarly, in a about 16 liters is our bucket mostly. You use it about 40 ml or something. You can nicely spray and pour it on the soil also. It's a good potassium substitute.
S. Bhatt says, is the ratio by weight or by volume? It is by weight. So if you have a weighing machine, it is 100 grams of jaggery, 300 grams of citrus peel, and 1 liter of water. Sai Krishna says, what about fragrance? So the fragrance is divine. It is very lemony. It smells great. Lemony and any citrus fragrance. So there's no rotting or no spoiling. I mean, if you keep it for 3 months, it doesn't spoil or rot. It becomes pulpy. It smells fresh. It smells of fresh lemon.
You can add fragrances of your own. You can add
Yep.
kapur, karpuram, what we use it at home. You can use that and add some crystals. Will give a nice fragrance. Will give a very nice feel at home. And you can add the lemongrass oil, what you get. Lemongrass oil also will add much more fragrance, lemony fragrance. Your
And
wish, you can add, yeah.
And if you're specifically looking at fragrance and not the intensity of cleaning, then you could make it with rose petals. That would give a nice rose aroma.
There is a question from Kumar which says, any other precautions to take? Can it be kept in shade or outside, that is in the balcony?
Good.
Yeah, great question, Kumar. I would, it should be kept in the shade, not anywhere close to direct sunlight, somewhere where it's cool, inside your house, or not in the balcony for sure, inside a cupboard.
It should be in because if you keep it in sun, it is going to explode very fast because this whole process will become faster and it can get bad also. So ideally, it should be definitely in shade. There's no question of sun. Enzymes also get denatured when you're exposed to sun. Even after making it also, you're supposed to store in a shelf, not out in the balcony, because a lot of people think it's a cleaner putting in the balcony or anywhere. It's not good.
So I have a question from Ruchi. It says, is this not time consuming, the process, especially with college? How do you manage? What about pet shampoo? So the second question first, if you're on the GardenYaar WhatsApp group, I can share a link as to how you can use it as a pet shampoo. Time consuming, well, so like I said, if you store lemon peels like this in the freezer, once you have a sufficient quantity, or whenever you get the time, make it. That shouldn't take too much time. And opening the cap once every 2 weeks just takes hardly a second of your time during the day. Priyanka says, can we use it for indoor plants in the season? Yeah, you can use it. Add 1 cup of bio-enzyme to half a bucket of water and water the plants. Beta says, does the bio-enzyme expire? So if after you strain it, if it is stored well in an airtight container, there is no expiry date. It does not expire. Ramila says, storage can be done in or a plastic. You can store it in a glass container or a plastic container, any both. I would recommend reusing an old bottle for storing it.
Question from Krishna, what are the reasons for getting bad smell?
There are three reasons it can go bad. One is your Jaggery ratio is very important. If you put too much also, it can become more saggy and the consistency will go bad. It will go bad. Her ratio is perfect and you have to use a perfect ratio. Secondly, if it's a less also, the fermentation doesn't happen, then it may froth. Anything gets spoiled, it will be frothing. So bioenzyme smelling bad, especially, you get a kind of a khatta smell, sour smell, deep smell, and frothy. This is an indication your jaggery is less. If it is more, it may become the consistency of the fluid may become bad. So as per her, it's better to weigh and make it rather than going by volumes.
Ramila says, can we use it by using other vegetable peels, or if we wish to use it as a fertilizer for plants? Yes, you can use it. You can make it with other vegetable and fruit peels like banana peels, mango peels.
Banana peel is a very well-known bioenzyme fertilizer. And most of the soft fruits which have got a soft skins, you can make it because they are very rich in potassium. So potassium is the one we are expecting out. But if you want to make a bioenzyme, the citrus peels is the best because the chemicals in the citrus peel they can last much longer. You will get a bioenzyme which you can store for many years. But with milder vegetable peels and other flower peels, if you make, they may not last much longer.
Pooja Lata says, should we take a 1 liter bottle or a 2 liter bottle? So I've been making bioenzyme in all different sizes, containers of all different sizes, be it 5 liter, 500 ml, 5 liter cans, 10 liter cans, 2 liter bottles, 1 liter bottles. So just get the ratio right. So this is, as you can see, this is a 2 liter bottle and this is a 1 liter bottle. And this one here is a 600 ml bottle. And we mix all the fruit peels, including citrus peel. Yes.
No, it's better to stick to one variety because the fermentation is basically survival of the bacteria. What is bioenzyme? Enzyme is produced with the bacteria. Mostly the lactobacillus and their species, lactosporogens, they are responsible. And they also use commensal other bacteria to clean up. So I don't think you should use other things. Use only single variety so that the quality of your bioenzyme will be very static because the degradation of different peels have different life. So there is a chance for rotting of your whole process. So as Trisha said, the best is to use, and is it easy to get citrus peels? It's not very difficult.
Lata says, because it's a 1 liter, it cannot fit jaggery and peel. So to put jaggery into your narrow mouth container, I would recommend, putting it in the 10 parts of water so it becomes liquid.
Dilute.
And citrus peel or any peel, make sure to chop it fine. It will also help in faster breakdown of your bioenzyme. So chopping it makes a difference, and also putting the 1 part of jaggery in the 10 parts of water will help quicken the process and not make it messy. Kumar says, any things to take care while filtering the pulp after 90 days? I would say that don't use a very fine sieve, use a wide sieve where there's wide spacing, and use the fermented peel to make your next batch of bioenzyme, which will shorten the process to 1 month. Priyanka says, can we blend or just chop? You can go ahead and blend it if you have the time. That will also expedite the process. You can either blend it or chop. If you have a narrow mouth bottle, it gets difficult to put the blended citrus peel into the bottle. I've tried it.
Better is to cut.
But if you have a wide bottle, it would be easy.
One thing I want to add here, sieving is very, very important. And it is very important to have a wide hold sieve because you need the pulp actually. That is the one which gives you bioenzyme. So if you take a fine filter, you take it off, you will get only that filtrate. But that is not important. That whole pulp is important because we can even reuse. So when you filter it, make sure that you don't make it a very take it of the whole thing. And the sieving is very, very important.
Lalita says, does it froth up? So yeah, it definitely becomes fizzy. Like if I shake it, you'll definitely see the fizz. Let me actually open it and did you hear that sound? Rushing up. So it's like the similar consistency of Pepsi or Coke. It fizzes up. So one thing I would like to tell you is to shake it well before use so that the sediment that you're seeing mixes up with the water and you're getting every bit of it. Rehan says, is the used peel from the earlier process is also a part of the 3 portions of citrus peel in the next batch? Yes, it is part of the 3 portions of citrus peel. And great question, Rehan. So if you're using 3 bowls, make sure that 1 bowl, like 1/4 of it, or just 2 spoons would be the fermented peel from the earlier batch.
Yes,
I'd like to thank Sahera Auntie and Dr. Bakhtiar for giving me this opportunity to share my experience and to share it with everybody.
No, you are great. You are fantastic because you're original. Firstly, you're experimenting yourself, very entrepreneuristic, and secondly, you're sharing your presentation is very, very easy to understand.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
Trisha. God bless you. Very well done.
Yeah.
Good
Thank
show.
you, Trisha. Thanks a lot. Very well done.